one of the most surreal moments, like I've discussed about, and it should be in the pictures, and I think I've read a report of it or somewhere. It's somewhere where there was like Germany or there were certain troops right here, and there was this coffee shop that was like allied or something like that, and then there was an enemy line or enemy group that was just like 5 or 6 blocks away, and they had their own like little coffee, or it was like a lunch place or a shop or some sort of restaurant that they had set up as well. And like I say, around 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something, they would exchange fire like every day. Like just, and then they would break for lunch or something like that. Like I say, there was this really weird, surreal moment where there were two people and there was no gain, there was no loss. They would just basically I think they were like maybe 10 blocks apart or something like that, and the line would move and retract like a block or two every single day. Like they would gain a little bit of ground, and then they would lose a little ground, and then they would gain a little ground, and then they would lose a little ground. And this went on for like a week or a month, where they were just like doing this war, and there were these two coffee shops that were being set up, and they were actually even getting supplies, and it was really a weird, surreal moment because like there was nothing but carpet, and the carpet bombs would fall every day, and and like they bombed that city into nothingness. Like every day the carpet bombings were strikes, and the people would like go to the bunkers or something like that. It was being occupied, and it was this weird moment in time and space where I was watching this and just like thinking like, is this real? Like there's a coffee spot for the Axis and a coffee spot for the Allied, or a restaurant or something for the Allied, and they would over a month they went back and forth, and there was like massive casualties, and or some casualties. There was like some casualties, and it was just like this weird little moment that I guess maybe never happened now or something like that. But it was just weird because like they would go back and they would have coffee and stuff, and then they would and they had their little perimeter and stuff, and like I don't know if it happened in Berlin or somewhere, but it was just one of those weird things. I was like, is this real? Like, is this really happening? What the like? I guess you can find that kind of a thing in third world country now. Anyways, eventually it ended or something like that. Or there was a truce or something, and or something happened. I forget exactly what happened really, but I was just like looking at it, thinking about it, and just it was like it was a surreal moment. Like I said, there were a few surreal moments for me, um, because like I say, I went through time and space like to get to 1977. Like I guess you could call me a mist. I was in existence, but I wasn't really in existence. I guess you could say it was a surreal moment where like I guess it was like being dead, but I wasn't dead, and like things were happening around me and stuff, and I knew they were happening around me, and I could see them and feel them, and like I say, it was weird because I was crying inside, and I was angry, and I was feeling all kinds of different things, and it was just a really weird experience for me that I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish I could go back and re-experience it because it was just so weird. Like it was just I can't really just I can't really describe it. I just can't. But yeah, some of the things in war that happen, it's almost like a game in many ways. Um, but it was real. So anyway, my people were really in pretty good spirits considering. I was like, how can you even be in good spirits? They were like, well, our feet are dry. I was like, oh, well, that's something to be happy about. Anyway, farms and other things were supporting the urban effort or something. I don't think that this actually happened in Berlin. I think this happened somewhere else or something. It was just for about a month or a week or two when it happened. like I say, or there was some civil war or something. There was a lot of things. I mean, France had a little war. Germany had its own little war. Britain had like a little war. So there was some weird stuff that was happening. And then, now looking back at it, it's like, well, where did that happen? I remember that. Like all of Europe was bombed basically. There almost wasn't a freestanding structure at one point in time. It all had to be. There's a big pile of rubble. I ordered the pile of rubble. I was like, well, push it into a big pile, and now I guess it's a mountain. So that's exactly what they did. They pushed it into a big mountain, and it's all concrete and steel, or all concrete and brick or something, and just like one big rubble pile. And then we put a radar thing on top. Like I paid for that or did that, or Howard Hughes or someone did that, and like that's the rubble pile from all the cities. They just like into one big huge pile. And I was like I said, and there was also death and disease, or there's disease after all the death and all the dead bodies. There was disease and stuff like that. Um, like I say, I wasn't in control. As a leader, I was dead. Stalin and like the Republic of Washington and another group had basically like I say, I guess it was Hitler or Nazi Germany or someone was basically just they had learned how to use tanks and everything else, and they were just using them. I had no control, no power at all. I was dead. Like not a ruler, not nothing. So, like a mist. I had no control over anything that was happening. Very little control. It was almost like I say, it was almost like I was inside my people or part of my people. Like I was inside their spirit or inside of their, like I was with them but not with them. Like they were carrying me in spirit. And like I say, it's the most like I felt like I was a part of them, like in their DNA or something. It was it was kind of cool actually. Like I say, like like experiencing the war through all of them or something. I had no control over anything that was happening. It was all it was all them. They were making the decisions. They were just going through it and just like I said, mist versus misses basically being a mist and basically being a part of them and just like they were carrying me in spirit to the other side. That was America. That is America. So yeah, almost like being on drugs. It was different. It was very different. So yeah. Anyway though, but that like I say, it ends in Lavata and Berlin with the carpet bombing and basically just massive war and carpet bombing and not knowing where it's coming from or who's really doing it or and like I say, I think it was the Republic of Washington or some sort of government in America where America is, but it wasn't America. It was not America because America would not carpet bomb cities. It's against it's against what we do. We're not supposed to. So, but a republic could or whatever. So, and Russia could. So Stalin, um, and Germany, I guess. Anyway, someone said they had taken over the airfields, and only the RAF was still flying for me or something. I think the RAF stood fast. There were a couple things. There was like one or two fields that were the RAF or something. They stood fast. Um, and one person said that his sidearm had. I'll pick up another video.